welcome to Revelations of Delusional Knitter. I'm Angela, your host. This is episode 114, and it is Thursday, April 9th, 2015. On to updates and housekeeping. Welcome if you are new. Thank you, as always, if you are returning a viewer, and either way, I hope you enjoy the episode and continue to watch. The show is available on iTunes and YouTube, as well as the website, delusionalknitter.com. And there is a Ravelry group, Revelations of Delusional Knitter. Alright, declarations. So I had that root canal. Was not fun. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but yeah. Don't want to do that ever again if I don't have to. So right now I have a temporary crown, and I'll go back in a couple of weeks and get the permanent crown. So it was 3 hours and cost me $900. And I have dental insurance. So, after that, I didn't realize, I've had a crown before, I didn't realize the first appointment I went for the root canal, I was like, wow, the insurance must cover more for a root canal than just a crown. No, stupid. That was only half of the cost. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I was not too pleased after that appointment and paying another $600. And I was in a little bit of pain after that, after the Novocaine wore off. It wasn't anything terrible, but, you know, discomfort. So I went to bed really early that evening with some hot cocoa, and I watched Spinal Tap, and that made me feel much, much better. If you've never seen Spinal Tap, I highly recommend you go and check it out. It's an older movie from like the 70s or 80s, and it's one of those, like, if you've ever seen Best in Show, or, oh, I forget what the other one is called. I can't think of the name of the other one, but it's the same group of people. It's not all the same people from Spinal Tap, but there's two of them are. And it's just one of those, like, silly, goofy, it's very funny. It's very funny. And I believe, if I understand it correctly, most of it was ad-libbed. Like, it's written in so much as there's an idea for the plot of the movie, but I believe most of it is just ad-libbed, which I think makes it even funnier, that you know that these people are just coming up with this stuff on the fly. So, and what else has been going on? Not much. Work. I really need a break. I really need a little mini vacation or something, because I'm about ready to snap there, but anyway. Nothing in particular. I've just had enough and I need a break. I've been there for a year now, and at the most I've had a day off here and there extra, and haven't really had a break at all since I started working there. And now, one person left, gave her notice. We were already short people to begin with. Another person is on military leave for another couple of months. And there's overtime, there's not enough people on my shift. It's just, yeah, it's starting to, wear me down a little bit. And the nature, if you're new and you don't know, I'm a 911 police dispatcher. So the nature of my job is to deal with stupid, annoying people for most of my time. Yeah. Combined with being short-staffed and everything. Getting to be a bit much. So I'm hoping to take a little bit of a vacation soon. I don't even care not to go anywhere or anything, but just to not be there for a little while. We'll see. We're still short. There's somebody else on vacation right now, and so I can't really take any time right now. So as soon as I am able to, I'm going to try. Alright, let's get on to the knitting. Revelations. I really, really, really need to finish up the Master Hand Knitter program. I only have to do 3 swatches and the mitten and resubmit it for it to be done, and it's just been sitting since the beginning of January when I got it back. So I'm really going to try and focus on that soon and get that wrapped up and the resubmits back out. The other thing I've been working on, the Down the Rabbit Hole socks are going well. I only have a couple more inches and I will have socks. So those are these lovelies. What is happening here? I really don't know, to be honest with you. They're stuck together. Okay. These are my Down the Rabbit Hole socks, so those are going quite well, as you can see. So I just have to continue on and be at the toes. So that's going good. And then hopefully they'll be done by the time I record next. That would be nice. I have been working on them this week, so I hope so. The other thing I have is the Sophie's Universe crochet along, and I'm way behind because I started it after the fact, after it started and everything, and I sincerely doubt I'm going to catch up. The last clue comes out at the end of May. But I'm chugging along. It's going pretty good. I'm much happier with it now that I've added more colors. I mentioned before I wasn't thrilled with the colors that I had substituted, but now that I've added in some more colors, I am starting to like it more. So this, I should probably start, I'm going to have to start backing up to show you guys this. This is clue 3 completed. And like I said, I'm liking it a lot more now with the addition of the colors. And this one is pretty cool. Clue 3 had the popcorn stitch right there. I'm not a huge fan of baubles, but I must tell you it was fun to do the popcorn stitch. It also had these traveling treble crochets here that are forming the point of the leaf here. And what else did I do? Oh, cluster stitches. These are cluster stitches right there. And crab stitch. The border all around it is called crab stitch, which is actually reverse single crochet. So instead of going this way, right to left, you're going left to right, and you're just doing it backwards around the circle. So that was pretty cool. I'm very happy with that. And the next clue, clue 4, so I was waiting, I finished this a couple days ago, but I was waiting to start clue 4 so that I could show this on the podcast without having like half a round done or something, is going to square it off. So after this next clue, then it's actually going to be square like a blanket, like it's supposed to be. So that's exciting. And I think that's it for Revelations. I haven't started anything else, and I haven't really been working on anything else. So we are on to string theory. I still have the Angora on the supported spindles. Just practicing, getting a feel for the Angora. Did spin up a little bit more on the Holly spindle this week. That's going pretty well. And I think what I'm just going to do with this is get this cop to look like this one, and then wind off and ply them together and see how it comes out. I'm not sure it's even a viable yarn because some of the spots are really thin. And Angora is a little harder to spin than wool. It doesn't really have a crimp, it doesn't really have memory, so it doesn't really like to stick together very well without a lot of twist. And I'm not sure how well that's going to be when it plies, if it's going to fall apart or what is going to happen. So what I thought I would do, because I still have quite a bit of this English Angora, I thought what I would do with the rest of it is maybe try blending it with like a merino or something and use it for that instead of trying to spin it up on its own. Although it's lovely on its own. However, that being said, if I ply this together and it comes out fine and it's a lovely lace weight yarn, then maybe I will spin it by itself. Maybe I'll just try, I don't know if I want to try like combing it or, you know, prepping it differently than how I've been spinning it, but we'll see how that goes. That's all this was for anyway, was just to get a feel for the Angora and, you know, practice spinning it. The other thing I have for spinning is the Spin Along with Smog from Mirkwood Arts and Handcrafts, I believe is the full name. I couldn't get it out of my mouth last time. And I started plying that, so I wound off everything I had on my Gimli onto a plying ball. As you can see, you can now see the plying ball through it, so I've gotten quite a ways done. And I'm plying it on just a regular Turkish spindle because this spindle's nice and heavy. It spins really well, but it spins slow. So I thought that would be really great for plying, and it turns out it is. So this is this one. And that's how much I've plied up so far. That's crazy, huh? And I'm chain plying it, and it's going very well. I'm actually pleased. It's not perfect. There are some joins that look really horrible. There are some spots that broke because as I was fiddling with the chain ply, I was unspinning the yarn too much and it was starting to fall apart. But so far so good, and it came out pretty well. So yeah, happy about that. And I'm almost done, as you can see, chain plying up this bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I still have all that fiber I showed on the last episode from that bat. And I might just keep going with it and chain ply them all, or two-ply them, or I really don't know. I didn't have any plans for it. I just wanted to spin. So that's that. Let's see, for scrolls, we do have a book review for this episode. It is Defarge Does Shakespeare, and it's from Cooperative Press, so we can take a look at that now. This is a review of Defarge Does Shakespeare, 29 More Patterns and Essays Inspired by Classic Literature. It's volume 3 in the What Would Madame Defarge Knit series, edited by Heather Ordover of craftlit.com. If you've never heard of Heather, she has the podcast Craftlit, which focuses on classic literature as well as crafting and knitting and other things that people who love knitting and books enjoy. She has a wonderful voice to listen to. And she also has classic literature on the podcast, things in the public domain that she's allowed to play, audiobooks, and so you should really check that out as well, craftlit.com. And I had a chance to look through this book. It's really, really well done. The photography is phenomenal. The layout of the book is wonderful. The charts, I will show you a chart example in the book, are really, really good. There's lots of links to external information that pertains either to something that's being discussed in an essay or a particular technique that is needed to work that pattern, and I really enjoy it. It's from Cooperative Press, and let's take a look. So first we have the table of contents. I will show you. The book is split up into different sections as they pertain to Shakespeare's plays and works. We have a foreword, we have an introduction, and a how to use this book. Then the different sections are split up. There's the comedies, the histories, some miscellany, the tragedies. Then at the end of the book I will also show you all the goodies that are typical at the end of a book. So the first thing I would like to show you is going to be the Fairy Queen Tea Cozy. And I also wanted to show you this particular pattern. I'm just going to show you the layout for each pattern in the book. So you have which work it pertains to. So this is A Midsummer Night's Dream. So Fairy Queen Tea Cozy. These are the designers. Then we have a little essay about what inspired their design as pertains to this work. Also, as I said, there are links to external information, so here's a link to a particular theater group that they're discussing, and then the essay goes on from there. Here's the actual patterns. This is the introductory information. And there are 3 categories for difficulty ratings, which are covered at the beginning of the book. There's a link to the Ravelry pattern. There's the required skills, the size, materials required, and gauge. And then the photographs. Check out this photograph. That is awesome. Really wonderful photography. I want to get a little teapot just so I can make this. I, as most people nowadays do, heat up my tea in the microwave, but anyway, so that's an example of one of the patterns. I'm not going to show you the rest of the pattern because that's the actual pattern, but that's the layout of the pattern. Then you would have following that the written and or charted directions as are applicable. And just to show you an example of a chart, the charts are fabulous. Look at how big this chart is. So easy to read. If you had to print out a working copy, it's clear and really great to use. This would also be fantastic to use on your mobile device if you have a tablet or something. The book is a PDF, so you should be able to highlight as you can with other PDFs on a tablet, and it's large enough that you can actually read it on your device. I'm really impressed with the layout and the design of the book, and the charts are absolutely amazing. Let's look at some more patterns. So the next pattern I wanted to show you is the Yellow Gartered Dude Abides. It's a sock pattern, as you can see, a colorwork sock pattern with cables. Very interesting pattern. I love the colors in this one. There are two cuff options, so this was the first one. And the second cuff option looks like this, like it's kind of got a ribbon tie around it. Again, gorgeous colors chosen for the pattern and a really interesting design. The next one I want to show you is Unparalleled, and this one has to do with Cleopatra. And it's a hairpin lace necklace, and when I read the description of the pattern, it also says that it's a wonderful introduction to hairpin lace. It's a small project, and it's a great way to learn how to do that, and I love this one. It's really pretty and really cool. And the last one I'm going to show you for this review is Lady M, and that is a sweater. And it's really nice. It's a raglan sweater, it looks like. You can see the sleeve increases are kind of built into the lace right there in the yoke. And I'm not sure it's actually technically a yoke, but the lace work around the collar there. It's got a gorgeous picot edging on the cuffs and the hem. And I really like this one. I think I might actually make this one. It's really pretty. And I'll just show you the back of it as well. And the lace continues there on the back. Really, really nice design. And then we have, as we do with most books, we have the abbreviations, of which there are a lot because there's a lot of different patterns in this book. And then we have a pattern index, which is links. So if you want to find a particular pattern in the book, you can go to the pattern index here and just click and go right to that pattern. Then we have information about the designers. So about the designers, we have a little bio of each one of the designers, links to their websites, etc. To Cooperative Press. And there's also the other two, list of the other two books in this series, and links as well. And then the back of the book. And that's our little review of Defarge Does Shakespeare, edited by Heather Ordover and published by Cooperative Press. So that was Defarge Does Shakespeare, and the paperback copy is $29.95. The PDF version is $16.95, and we will have a giveaway for one copy of the PDF version on the Ravelry board. So come on over, I'll put up a thread for that. You just have to be a member of the group and tell me what your favorite pattern is from the book. I'll put the link in the thread so that you can go see all the patterns in Ravelry from the book. And I'll draw for that in 2 weeks or so when I record again next. So, on to Testaments. I got my next Rock and Sock Club shipment. I believe I showed the first one, but I wasn't entirely sure when I started getting ready for this episode. So this one is awesome. I like it a lot. It's a lightweight fingering, and it's called Gran's Kitchen. And it's got this lovely light teal, a gray, and a neutral, natural. So I like that one a lot. Really cool. And I don't know if all of them are gonna, but the last ones came with these Floops stitch markers. I'm just gonna cover up the coupon code for the Rock and Sock Club members. But they're really cool. They look like that. This says it's the small size, so they're called Floops. So if you're looking for some cool stitch markers, check them out. It's like floopsstitchmarkers.com. And yeah, maybe by the time I get all my Rock and Sock Club shipments, I'll have a whole set of these because one came with the last one. So that's pretty cool. I also have my latest Into the World Club shipment. Colorway is Eureka. It's on BFL, my favorite. And I like this one a lot too. Again, it's kind of the same color theme. It's got the teals and some dark chocolatey brown. And that's about it. It's just different variations of the teal and the brown, but it's really cool. I like that one a lot. I'm thinking this one would look really cool chain plaid, so that it kept the color repeats going. So I may try doing that with that one. Intentions, Delusional Knitter Designs group. Right now we are test knitting. I had them out. An old pattern, but I revamped the pattern into my new pattern template. So I figured I would have people test knit it again. And these are the KAL mitts. And this pair is done in my Angora yarn, it's Angora and wool. That's why they're so fuzzy. These are the KAL mitts. So the pattern is technically already out, but if you wait a little bit, it'll have the new pattern. Oh, actually it doesn't matter. If you purchased it now, you just get the update when I update the pattern to the new template. So that's what we're testing right now. I do have to really knit up my Michaela shawl that was tested in January. That's all done. Although, as it is right now, it doesn't matter for photographs because it was snowing out this morning. Again! I can't take it anymore. I don't know when we saw the sun last. Today's been gray. It's 35 degrees out. It's been snowing and raining all day. It's disgusting. It's cold. It's frigid. I hate it. Could I make it any more clear? So Michaela I was waiting to photograph in the spring when we have, like, you know, flowers and green and stuff. But yeah, I really do have to start knitting it up soon so that I can get photographs of it once we do have spring. If we ever do have spring, I don't know. So that's all that's going on right now for Delusional Knitter Designs. For Heresy, Hogwarts has a new rotation starting on the 15th, so I'm waiting for that. Right now we're on break week. And we're going to have a new sock knit along on the Ravelry board because everybody loved the last one, so we're going to do another one. And this one, I'm just calling Keep On Knitting on Socks 2015 because that's what we're doing. We had the last sock knit along and everybody wants to keep knitting socks, so there's a thread up on the board. There's a link so that you can grab a badge for your blog if you want, and all that is up there. The Finish Him Knit Along will end at the end of this month, so if you're participating in that one, you'll have to see if you can get your list done from when we started it. And that's it for that one. Ravelry patterns. I do have some Ravelry patterns for you. However, we need to see how this goes, because when I got all my stuff together to start recording, I realized that my tablet was dead. So right now it's over there charging, and I don't know that it's been charging long enough to sustain me showing you the Ravelry patterns. So I will be back in 1 second with the tablet. And we'll see if this is going to work, because the battery is yellow. It's not red, it's yellow. Okay, the first one I have is Rowan by Jennifer Wood. $7 US. It's a cardigan. It's a lovely cardigan with some lace and cables. Like that one a lot. Let me try to find you a picture of the front. Come on, tablet. Tablet and I don't always agree. There's the front of it. That one's pretty cool. The next one I have is Mini Rings of Change. This is crochet baby blanket. It's free. Really cool looking. Very different for a baby blanket. That one is awesome. I'd really like to make that one sometime. Let's see. Then I have Fazela's Mitered Baby Jacket. This reminds me of the Baby Surprise Jacket, but it is a little bit different. It is like the Baby Surprise Jacket in that you knit one piece and then you just kind of fold it up and it turns into a sweater. That one's $4. I think I'm going to get that one because that's pretty cool, and I love the Baby Surprise Jacket. And the last one I have, where did it go? There it is Rams and Ewes by Kate Davies. It is a lap blanket or like a baby blanket. It's finger and weight yarn, color work, and it is pretty freaking awesome. I believe it's similar to the sheep head hat. I haven't knit one of those, but it's got sheep all over it. It is so cool. Let me see, I think there was a picture of it flat so you could see the sheep better. Come on. So it's got the sheep, the ewes, and then in the center, those swirly looking things, if you look at them closer, they're ram's heads. So that one is pretty cool. I like that one a lot. that's it for Ravelry patterns. Good, my tablet cooperated. I thought I was going to die halfway through, or beep at me, or be very angry. Alright, let's see, Delusional Jabber! Arts and crafts. I have not been getting much else done. I really need to get the wheel out again. I have some fiber on there from like February or something. It's just stuck in the middle that I just never finished. And some other, lots of other crafting things I would like to be getting done, but there are only so many hours in a day, as I'm sure you all well know. Reading. I've really been primarily working through the Walking Dead comics, like I said before, so I haven't really been reading any books as of late. I do want to get back into audiobooks, because my Audible account is back up to 6 credits, where you can't roll over anymore, and I have so many in the library that I haven't even listened to. I did start listening to one the other day. Shoot, what is it called? Dragon's Eye, I think, by Stephen King. It's an earlier book of his, so it's not horror, really. He did, if you ever read The Gunslinger, that was more of a fantasy kind of a thing. It's more like that. It's actually about a kingdom and a king and queen and a prince and that kind of a thing. So it's not, when I say Stephen King, but it's not really, it's not your typical what you think of when you think of Stephen King. Then TV. The Walking Dead had the finale. That was excellent. We were very, very happy with that. Better Call Saul is still really good, and I like that one a lot. Bob's Burgers, I'm always caught up. I love Bob's Burgers. I watch it all the time. Reruns of it. That show just cracks me up. Last Man on Earth I'm still watching, and I still find very, very funny. And I think that might be it. That's about all that's been going on here. So, I'm trying to think. I always think of something as soon as I shut the camera off that I forgot to say, but yeah, I think that's it. We're still just waiting for spring here and getting really sick of gray. I should take like a poster and hang it on the window. Bright sunny scene. And yeah, I think that's it for this episode. So come on and join the sock knit along if you're enjoying knitting socks. And I will see you on the Ravelry board. Happy knitting and spinning.